to respond to this comment. It says, any journaling tips for beginners? I'm not the best at organizing my thoughts. So I did make a list of some of the things that I have done to be successful in my journaling. If you haven't seen the post, go back and look at the post about how I overcame and learned how to cope with narcissistic abuse. One of the biggest things that I did was to journal. And I showed pretty much like at least 10 of my journals. I have more, but I just showed the ones that I pretty much filled up to the brim. So the first thing I would recommend about journaling is to buy a pretty journal, something that you like, that you want to look at, something that will make you want to pick it up. So these are some of my favorite ones. This is it says Faith Moves Mountains, and so it has like little biblical prompts at the top. That they're not prompts to get you to write, but it does have like scripture at the top of it, at the top of the page. So I'll at least look at the scripture and just think of something like, what do I want to write for that day? Or just, it could be motivation for some people, but this one is Faith Moves Mountains, and I just think it's really pretty. This one was a gift. So it's like leatherback, and it has like this really pretty flowers on it. I have another one that's similar to that, so you can kind of see a pattern, and it's just really pretty. Like, it has the pink pages on the inside, so I want to pick it up. It's pretty. It's something that I don't mind carrying with me when I'm out and about. And this is one of my favorite ones, self-love, because as I always say, boundaries start with self-love. So this is one of my favorite journals, and I think I wrote to the very end. I think because I liked it so much, I think I used every single page in here. So yes, so I would say and recommend to get a journal that's really pretty, that you would like to take places with you, and when you have it in plain view and you see it, you're going to want to pick it up and be drawn to it. The second thing that I would recommend is to get a pen. Whatever pen you like to write with, whatever pen feels comfortable to you. As you can see in all of my journals, it's pretty much the same ink. So I use black ink, and I use the Pilot pen. 0.707 is the smoothness that I like, and that just makes it easier for me to write. So when I have my journal, it's flowing because I have the journal that I like, I have the pen that I like to write with, and that just makes it so much easier for me. So that's that as far as aesthetics. Now, you're going to want to put your journal in a place that is visible to you, so that it's not like in a drawer and it's hidden away and you can't see it. Because if you don't see it, you're not going to use it. So I would recommend putting it on like your nightstand, like right next to your bed, or in your bed next to you. Or if you can journal at work, if you can take it, with you to work, put it in your bag, somewhere that you can see it, you want to put it. And I recommend journaling at night after your day is done and you've done everything and you pretty much can reflect on the day. That's the best time to kind of like, after you take your shower or whatever your nighttime routine is, the house is quiet, it's on your nightstand, the pen is on top of the journal, ready to go. You do have to make preparations for it, because again, it's easy if you don't see it, it's not around, you're not going to access it. So at night, you can just kind of like, be in bed, pick it up, and start writing. Now, what are some prompts? So they do have journals that have prompts that you can write in, and they come with like questions of the day. But if it's just a basic journal that just has empty pages, one thing that I would recommend, and I recommend with like my clients who are beginning with journal, is to start off with gratitude. So I do have a journal that's a gratitude journal. It's over there. But yes, so I would just write 5 to 10 things a day that I'm grateful for. So that would be, I'm grateful and thankful for. That would be the top line. I am grateful and thankful for. And then I would just like write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write what it was, what happened in that day that I was grateful for. So that's one way to kind of like start journaling, like getting used to picking it up, getting used to writing in it. That's a prompt that you can use. What am I grateful and thankful for today? Of course, you want to date every journal entry. Some people put time at the top, so you want to date it, put the time. I'm grateful and thankful for. Write your things. Do that for 30 days straight, because a habit isn't a habit until you've done it for 28 to 30 days straight. So whenever you start journaling, however you start doing it, the more consistent you are at it, the more easier it will become to get into it. So I would definitely dedicate at least 30 days straight to journaling something. Another prompt is sometimes I will pray in my journals. So a lot of them will say, "Dear Lord," whoever you believe in, Yahweh, whatever you want to put at the top. And then I will just write out whatever prayer that I would say in my head. I write it down. And I find that when I go back and look at some of the prayers that I've written out, I'm amazed at how many things actually happened. But because I wrote it out, I can now go back to it and remember what I wrote. And then I'm like, oh, wow, those things happened. But if it's just in my head, it's hard for me to go back to it and actually see how it manifested in my life. So a lot of my journal entries are prayers, like whatever I want to see happen or manifest into my life or be blessed with, it's in these books. And then let's see. A lot of things I will just survey my mind and my body and my emotions, and whatever's heavy and weighing on me, I just start writing. I just kind of just start writing about that. And you can write to yourself, you can write letters to people. You could say, if it's an ex or a boyfriend or a family member that you have some type of issue with, you can take this as an opportunity to say, "Dear such and such," and actually have that conversation with them in your journal, if that's something that you, it's very helpful to do that, because you don't want to hold those feelings and that energy in your body. So it's good to write it and release it. And if you do actually have a conversation with that person, you've already written it out in advance. So you pretty much know what you want to say, because you've already had the opportunity to say it on paper. So those are some of the things that I have done to, journal about. If you're reading a book, like this one is about the 4 Agreements, that's a really good book to read. And I would just write my notes of what I got from that book. Scriptures, I'll write out scriptures in my journal. It doesn't always have to be about, this is a prayer. It says, "Dear Lord," back in 2021. It could be about anything. Really, it could really be about anything. So I did want to respond to this comment, because it's really important for those who can't organize their thoughts. This will help you organize your thoughts, but you have to be quiet enough. You have to actually sit down and be with your thoughts, and whatever comes out, whatever you're thinking, it needs to come out in your journaling. So, and it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect, you don't have to format it any type of way. Nobody else should really be looking at these other than yourself. So it doesn't, and some people don't really write, they just scribble. Some people want to scribble and draw and do different things in their journal. So it's really up to you. I think the biggest takeaway is to just start. Start somewhere, and it's easier to start with a journal that you really like and a pen that you like writing with. So let me know if that helps. If you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below, and let's help each other out. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for the comment, Din Din. Bye.